All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Houston Texans. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10.
Gone! Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. Gone!
They run with a rookie from Virginia State, Trenton Cannon, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Gone!
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 42 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Mostert. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They'll give it to him up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
They'll try and punch it in with Crowell. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Come back! Black 99, got it!
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Target. Come back.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Come back.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. The 20. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. First carry now for Tyler Irvin. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Richmond. Target. Come back. Target.
Watson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. Underneath for Miller.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. To the sideline, and it's caught, but, boy, he's out of bounds. Now, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger-happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Reader in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. They keep it with Miller on first down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down, here's Miller. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Watson hands this to Foreman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Here's Foreman. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Richmond. Come back. Come back.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
New York set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd down, Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now it's Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ballgame, and he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And Bullock will put this one through, and the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down, and this one might be going the other way. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This one taken just inside the 10. Nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Black 99, feel it. Black 99, feel it. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Reset, reset.
They run again with Foreman. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Reset, reset, reset. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Black 99, feel it. Reset, reset, reset. Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Come back, come back.
Here's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Rashard Robinson with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Here's Darnold. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Come back, come back. Black 99, feel it. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. First target, first catch at a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
A first down carry now for Miller. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And the Jets have recovered. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Richmond! Come back!
Following the fumble recovery, Watson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Texans on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Tiger! Richmond! Come back! 2-Jet! Tiger!
A shotgun snap for Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up. Fourth down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Jets set to take the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Darnold now to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Back to throw, Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. For just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. To throw is Darnold. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Leopard!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. DJ Reader in there to get him for his second sack of the night. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Darnold. A little dump off for Corral. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be third down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
The Jets on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Gun! 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 Gun!
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's got Pete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he's going to get this one down to the 30. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Gun! 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 Gun!
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. He's going to air one out. Neil Sterling, 30 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from leading this game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now the punter, who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's Fuller. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Richmond.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Richmond. Come back.
From the 50, it's Watson. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Texans on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson. The catch made by Miller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Richmond. Black gun and I feel it. Two jet. Black gun and I feel it.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. Down to the 25. It was Kendall Donnerson who made the stop on the defensive side.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Two jet.
They'll run it again with Miller. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Foreman, and they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And Bullock will put this one through, And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's Cannon. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Oh, yeah!
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Detroit! Detroit!
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Crowell. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He'll look to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
The Jets on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Crowell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They'll run with Cannon, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try and run for it with Crowell. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. And a timeout comes in. The whistle's blown with 3 seconds remaining. So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. And it is good! He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the city will be alive tonight. The Jets have won it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Jets, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.